Hey, what's up? My name is Karl J.Jacobi. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here today, really just to share some time with you, well, with each other, right? You're probably wondering what this channel is about. So for this channel, my goal is to really impact as many people as I possibly can, be impact driven, to leverage my story. But in addition to that, more so in my life, 25 plus years, although I'm way older than that, but 25 plus years as a entrepreneur, as a father, as a business owner, as a husband, a leader, in every capacity that I've lived as a coach, mentor, to help you learn from my story and all of the different things I've experienced, the hardships, the adversities, the struggles, the obstacles, really to help you get some insight from these last 25 plus years in these different roles. But just in addition to that, to provide value, because a lot of us think, we go through our lives just meandering and just living on autopilot, or maybe we're living more a proactive life, which is amazing. However, we still think that there's something wrong, right? We're somehow limiting ourselves, or self-sabotaging ourselves, or whatever. And every one of us has a different story. And the more I've become open about my story, it's like, my gosh, I'm not the only one. I'm not broken, right? We all suffer some type of struggle. We all do. And they all vary to a wide range. I've had the pleasure of working with amazing individuals, either in a small group coaching sessions or on one-on-one. And it's been amazing to watch this journey in working with everybody, because it really gives me a huge sense of fulfillment. One, because I'm not totally one, right? But to help and inspire people to grow and become better versions of themselves, to show up better and to have that ripple effect. And I'll get into my story here later. I don't want to dive too much. The intent of this section is just to really give you some insight in what my goal is for this channel. Because what I'm about to do next is really to kind of give you the next video to share my story and the things that's a highlight of what's been going on in my life. It's not a whole life story. I don't want to bore you guys too much. But, I really guys want to give you guys some relatable experience, some relatable things that you're not the only one that struggles with issues, struggles with obstacles, adversities, and stuff of that nature, right? In addition to that, I've been really fortunate to be mentored and coached by some amazing individuals and help me overcome self-limiting beliefs, overcome bad habits, and I still have coaches and mentors in my corner, because it's a journey. It's not a destination. And that's something I've had to really relearn many times in my life. It's an evolution. It really is. We're constantly evolving to show up better and to show up to be the best versions of ourselves, right? So my goal for this is to create content at a minimum once a week. Of course, I would love to provide as much content as I possibly can, but a minimum weekly basis, I want to be able to provide content where you can relate to some degree, that you can incorporate into your life to help you show up better, to be the best version of yourself, whether you're a pastor, you're a coach, you're coaching a sports team, or you're a father, you're an entrepreneur, business owner, any of those different roles. And that's not all inclusive, right? We all wear a lot of different hats. We all, do a lot of different things, have a lot of different roles. That being said, before I get further along, I really want to take you on a journey, my journey. And you see, I've been where you are. I've been stuck. I've been frustrated. No plan, just being reactive in life, just no goals, no nothing, just meandering through life. So I want to preface that I know what it's like. I know what it's like to live in fear. I know what it's like to live with self-limiting beliefs, to constantly think, I can't do that. I can't do this, because of some programming or some, things that we've been told throughout our life, or things that just happen to us. So guys, I want you to know that I know what it's like. Like I said, I know what it's like to live in fear and doubt. I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like to be broken. I know what it's like to live with negative thoughts and these self-limiting beliefs. We are no different. We really are not. I want you to stick around because what you're about to see is raw, unfiltered truth of how I broke free, but also how not only that, but just how I reconnected to my purpose, and to show you can too, especially if you've got the right people in your corner, supporting you, cheering you on, guiding you, mentoring you. So right after this intro, you'll see my story. It's not always pretty, but it's real. And I promise you, by the end of it, you'll see that it's possible, not only possible, but you can break through whatever's holding you back and start making real progress. So whether it's in your business, in your career, as your role, in whatever roles that you play in your family, in your life, you can too break from these chains. So let's dive in together, watch the story, see if it resonates, and if it does, trust me, you're in the right place. I come from a broken home. My relationships with my family now are quite different, mainly my father and my eldest son. I had a life of bad choices, and not just of bad choices, but also, I come from a broken home at age 5. I suffered a tremendous amount of abuse from my mother, not physically, but in every other aspect of the word of abuse. I was told I would never amount to anything, I would never be successful, just constantly being programmed with garbage, right? It's not her fault. I don't blame her. I never reconciled before her passing. We never reconciled, our differences. We never reconciled before her passing. Her past is, pretty much the same. She was fed garbage. She had a lot of mental abuse and verbal abuse. So as I look back, there is a chain of events that's happened that has been passed on to me. And quite frankly, have been passed on to those that I love and that hold dear. So as I mentioned, I come from a broken home. I literally watched my mom, from what I've learned from my family and friends and what I saw with my own 2 eyes, somebody who could have done literally anything in her life to die. In all aspects of the word, die. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all aspects of that word. It's heartbreaking. My dad and I didn't have a great relationship. I don't hold that against him either, because he didn't have a good relationship in his younger days. And I'm only mentioning this to you so there's some type of relatability, so you understand where I come from, and so that you know that I'm not just saying this just to say this. I'm saying this because I've been down this road. I've been down this road of adversities, not just in my personal life tied to, my childhood and how that impacted me throughout my life, my time in the military, how that's, impacted a lot of what I've been through mentally, as well as in business and entrepreneurship and a business professional, right? So in business, I suffered a lot of adversities, a lot of obstacles that costed us hundreds of thousands of dollars that could have quite frankly just toppled our businesses. Could have. And actually probably should have, to be honest with you. But I didn't. I had grit to push this thing forward. I wanted to push this thing forward. I did not want to give up. So to give you some relatable experience, again, broken home when I was, a very young age. My parents separated, not just, separated and divorced, but also separated geographically. My mother moved up and down throughout the East Coast. My father later moved to California, and I was bouncing around quite a bit, which impacted my abilities to make solid friendships, to have solid relationships. I never had a good display of marriage. I never had a good Now, granted, my dad is a very hardworking man. He's a very ethical man, very honest, hardworking man. However, there is still a lot to be desired from a father. Just as wish I had been more present with my kids in their raising, right? While my dad and I still have a very different relationship nowadays, which I'm thankful for, and I have a very different relationship with my oldest son, I'm very thankful for that as well. But these issues that I failed to resolve, these things that were programmed to me subliminally, subconsciously, I carry them throughout the rest of my life, or the most of my life. So as I'm relaying this information to you, I want you to sit here and really reflect of like, how has this impacted my life? How have these events been, how have they influenced other parts of my life, either in your business and growing your business, or working in your profession, in your career? How has that influenced your relationships with your spouse, with your kids, with anybody in your church? How have these events impacted you? I could go on and on about my story, but it's been a long road of stuff, that I have been carrying on my back. My first marriage was a very failed marriage. And, we had a son together, and for all intents and purposes, I abandoned him. Thankfully, we've reconciled, and we have a very different relationship now, and we have a thriving business together and doing some amazing things, and we have some amazing visions together. But that hadn't always been the case. I have had this sack of regret and, just overall regret on my back for the longest part of my life, and I allowed it to influence who I wanted to be. I felt I couldn't be successful in a marriage because of those mistakes. I couldn't be successful as a father because of those events. I couldn't be successful as a business owner because of mistakes I've made in business or working for somebody or being in a career. I couldn't be successful in whatever area of life that I want to be successful in because of these mistakes, right? And we so oftentimes allow ourselves to be disqualified because of these things. Well, those events do not define who we are. While they have built up our character and got us to who we are today, they do not define who we are and who we choose to be and going forward. So as I'm displaying this journey to you guys, for me, I wanted you guys to have some relatable experience, so you guys association, you guys know where I'm coming from as I'm talking about the blueprint and how it's really helped me tremendously. I just didn't just come up with this whim and be like, what, I think this is a great idea. I think this is a great idea. I think I'll just put it out there and see what sticks. No, this is something that I have put a lot of work into, with inspiration of my own coaches and my story and things I've been through for the bulk of my life in an effort to help you. At the end of the day, I want this to impact your life, to help you, and help you unlock that version of yourself that is there. Deep down, rooted inside you, it's there. But you just don't know how to tap into it. Just like I didn't for the most of my life. I didn't know how to tap into it. And I just visioned this kid for most of his life just meandering through life. Guys, I did not take high school seriously. I was not in any way, shape, or form set up for success. Like it was programmed in my head. Karl, it is not in our blood to be successful. Karl, it is not. It's just not for you. We often let this stuff prevent us from tapping into our potential, tapping into who we are as humans and as people. Let my story impact your life. Let what I have been through be lessons learned for you to say, you know what? I am meant for more. I am made for more. So what'd you think? I'm guessing something I shared resonated with you in some shape or form. Some more so than others. Maybe that moment where I felt like I had it all, but deep down I know I didn't. Or just felt empty. Or when I realized the grind wasn't enough. Not about making more, it's about becoming more. Look, I know it's not easy. And if you're watching this right now, I get it. You're hungry. You're someone who's achieved things, but you're craving more than what you're living right now. Right now. It's not just about success. It's about meaning. It's about creating something that lasts. But you know what the good news is? You don't have to do this alone, like I did for so long of my life. We oftentimes isolate, seclude ourselves, thinking we're the only ones. I've built my life around helping guys like you, fathers, entrepreneurs, business leaders, business owners, you name it. Let's ignite that fire again to push past the boundaries that you didn't even know that were there, Step into your full potential. Guy, listen, I've worked with a wide range of individuals that thought I pulled stuff out of them they never knew existed. I've pulled tears out of them that never knew existed. Trust me, the best version of you is just waiting on the other side. It honestly is. So here's what's next. Hit that subscribe button wherever it is on, I think it's down there. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update, and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. I'm not a YouTuber guy or any of the tech guy, but I do know that the more you interact with this video, the more the YouTube gods is going to look at this. Oh, it's going to it's going to help impact other people, and that's my mission. Is I want to impact as many people as I possibly can. So if you could do me a huge solid, actually, it wouldn't be just doing me a huge solid. It would be helping others as well, because they would see this video that would probably impact their lives. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Give it a thumbs up. I know I'm asking a lot, right? I'm sorry, bear with me. But it really does help the channel grow and reach more amazing people like you. But more importantly, at least for me, drop a comment below about what part of my story really resonated with you. What resonated with you the most? I'd love to hear it. Honestly, I really would. And honestly, it's not just so that I can hear it too, but I imagine there's others that you can inspire with your comment and what resonated with my story. Because we oftentimes think we're the only ones that's been through these different obstacles, that's been through these different adversities. So if you're ready to take this journey with me, stick with me. This is just the beginning. I do have a link below that leads to a free blueprint. This is absolutely free. This is the same blueprint and program that I've created for myself that's helped me reignite my fire to light my purpose. And it's helped many others. So I'm not just telling you just because of some theory. This is something that I've put together with the help of a wide variety of people in addition to myself. So click the link down below. It's absolutely free. Yes, you have to put your name and email in there. Sorry, but I do want to capture the information so that I can actually communicate with you. Let us know when new videos come out, new content comes out. I want to impact as many people as I can. So hit that link, get that free blueprint. Now it's time to go from good to unstoppable. Let's 10x everything together.